Hello and welcome back to another IronCAD practice video. Today we'll be going to another Toby practice model dated 11/01, the mount. So looking at this model, we have the extrude triangle base, having the cylinder hole with the cylinder tower as well. And then we have these holes here that we can use with the hole feature in the catalog. So overall, looking at this is a different type of geometry, but in IronCAD, this is something that we can do very similarly. So adding in, to begin, the extrude block, right clicking, edit the cross section. So to create this kind of geometry for the triangle, it's very simple. We can add in the center radius. The radius here is 18, so for all of the ends, the radius was 18. Okay, so we can simply come in at 18. Now if we come up here to display, under the sketch, show endpoint dimensions, we can simply click here and we can adjust this dimension, this position. So we know that from this point in the middle here to this center point here is 85. So we can do 85 divided by 2. Okay, same thing for here. For this one here, 85 divided by 2, which is 42.5. And similar here. We also know the center from this radius here to this radius here is 124. So we can simply go here as well. 124 divided by 2. Same thing here. 124 divided by 2. And because we now have the positions correct, all we need to do is add the lines in. So we can come add a tangency line here from one point to this point here. From this point here, it automatically adds the lines to become tangent. So now all we can do is trim these bits here, and we can click OK. And now we would just have to adjust the height of this piece here, and if we go and look back at the model, we know that the height for this piece would be a total height of 20, which is done. We can take this out of perspective view. Okay, now we can go in and add the holes, the hole cut. So we can go to the IC Mech, add the hole tools. We know the overall diameter of the inside. Add this of the inside. This is flat. Of the inside would be 13. The hole depth for the 13 hole is through, but we know the bottom part to the top, the bigger diameter, is 22, the depth of 8. So we can adjust this, click OK. And now what we can do is we can simply add the other two corners by clicking on this part of the TriBall, right clicking, this part of the TriBall, create multiple copies links to points using cursor. So we can simply click this point here and this point there, and that will give us the 3 holes. Okay, nextly what we can do is we can now add the cylinder. We can add the cylinder here at this point. We can adjust it to the diameter of 80. Okay, we can bring this down to the bottom as well. And if we go to the top, we know that from this center point in this line up, it'll be a total height of 22. So we can add this to be 22, or total length of 22. And we know overall the total height from this point to the bottom of the base is a total height of 80 as well. All right. Now what we can do is going to the bottom, we can go back into the IC Mech tools and we can add this bottom hole here. Because this is also another counterbore hole, we can add the same kind of hole type, but we can adjust the total size. So we know the middle hole has a total through of 52 in diameter. The diameter of the bigger hole is 60 and has a depth of 6. Click OK, or click Edit, and then OK. So this will give us the top hole. Next, what we can do is we can go in and add this hole here. We can also use the hole tool to our advantage. So we want to add the hole to here to this face to give us normal. And we can also go add the countersink and we can adjust. So they don't give us the diameter here, but we can use the default 60. And the overall angle is 75, so we can keep 75. But what I'll do is I'll adjust this to be the total inside diameter to be 10. Right? And then what is not through, we can add the length. I can adjust it to be 45. Okay, and so what we'll do is we now use the TriBall to move over. So this needs to be centered here. And this needs to actually be up from this point. So we can adjust from this point, the total height is 50. But because we don't necessarily know the total depth of the cone, but one thing we do know is we know from this inner diameter here to the center would be 30. Okay, so I'm sorry, not 30. No, yes, it's 30. Yes. So we can bring this out here, so we can have this part, and we can click space on the TriBall, bring this to this inner diameter, bring to top face, hit space on the TriBall once again. From center point, it'll be 30. And this will give us this dimension here. So going back, click OK here. Now that we have this hole here, going back and adding the final blend at the top, adding this blend, it'll be a blend of 8 in radius. We'll click OK. And this is our final part. We'll click with the density of 1020. 378.0 will be our total mass. Thank you everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next video.